morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in North Carolina. I hope you saw the video on how to ceramic coat your car. If you haven't, here's a link for that. So this is the follow-up video for washing your car after it's been ceramic coated. Shawn from Street Legends kindly volunteered to come over to my house and walk us through how to wash the car after it's been ceramic coated and give us some tips for maintaining that beautiful shine. At the end of this video, I'm also going to ask him to walk through some of the reasons why you might want to wax instead of ceramic coat and how to decide which one is right for you. Guys, jump over to Instagram and give Shawn a follow at Street Legends NC. And while you're at it, I've never really mentioned this on my YouTube channel, but follow me at TT Gator. All right, Shawn's here with me again, and I'm just going to wash the car as I typically would, and he's going to yell at me when I do things wrong. So we're just going to start with some Meguires soap, just a standard soap, hopefully one that does not have wax in it, a bucket, and a wash mitt. All right, just going to fill this up with some water. Typically, I actually use ONR on my cars, but we're going to use the old-fashioned way now that it's ceramic coated. All right, our bucket of soap here, we have the microfiber mitt. Of course, you want to make sure that's really clean. Never let it touch the ground, get any dirt and stuff in there, or you're going to scratch your car. And then I just have a bucket of plain water to rinse it off in after I use it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just spray the car off with a good stream of water and make sure to get off all of the loose particles and any big stuff so we don't scratch it into the car. A lot of you have those fancy foam cannons, and I'm kind of jealous of you, but I don't. All right, so you guys can see the beading right off the bat from the ceramic coating, and the wheels, everything looks good. Shawn just taught me a little trick, putting buckets around the edges of your car here, so as you walk around, it's not getting stuck under the corner, but it'll follow you. So I like that a lot. All right, so I got some bugs here. Hammer on it with the water, and they're pretty much gone already. All right, so we found a little spot on the car here in the back where you can see everything is beading around except for this little panel where Shawn's spraying right now. It is, that's what your car looked like before you got it ceramic coated. So it's either an area that we missed or just has a really light layer of the ceramic coating on it, and it's not giving the properties of the rest of the car. So the Bead Maker will hopefully fill this area in for us. So after we apply that, we'll see what it looks like. So if you did the coating yourself and you still have some after you dry this area, the car is still really clean, so you can go ahead and just apply some more to this area and get it back to the rest of the car. And one thing I learned today is make sure that you wash your wheels first. I always used to save them for the end. If you save washing them for last, then you're gonna get dirt all over the car that you just cleaned. All right, so when you're washing your car, you wanna start at the top and go down. So I don't really have a top on mine, but if you do, start with the hood and then all of the windows and then the trunk and the hood, and then work your way around the panels and save the front bumper and the rear bumper for last, because that's where most of your dirt is going to be, so you don't want to grind that into your car.
All right, so we were talking about drying your car, and it's like I was saying, it's really dependent on the tools that you have. So if you have a leaf blower, that would be a good way to start to get all the places that water drips, like the mirrors and door jambs and under the hood, and you just kind of open it all up and blow it. The second thing is if you don't have a leaf blower, this is where you can take a product like Bead Maker or your spray wax, if you want to use the spray wax dedicated to coatings, where you can spray it on, kind of use it as a lubricant while you're drying with a towel. So that's why we're getting ready to see which way we want to do it.
And one other third cool way is to use water to dry your car. Yes. So let's give a quick demo of that.
Okay.
Here's a good view. All right, I just got an old Windex bottle, rinsed it out really well, and that's what we're gonna use to spray with. And soon I need to buy a nice dedicated bottle for this instead of this, but it'll work for today. All right, so we're gonna use the thicker side of this towel. This one has 2 different piles as well. And our Bead Maker.
Let's say you just got done washing your car and it's still got a little bit of water on it, and now we're gonna be, what I was saying before, is like using your Bead Maker in this case as a drying aid or a lubricant. And so what I like to do is just kind of give it a couple sprays, a little prime on the towel, and then I'm not using any pressure, but I'm just kind of using the waterless wash technique that you've probably seen a million times, just to kind of get a head start. And you want to flip to a dry side, same thing, trying to get the majority of it off, especially since we're working outside in the sun. And then you could, ideally I'd like another towel so I could use that to buff it off. But because Bead Maker is friendly, it's not gonna hurt nothing. Pretty much it.
There we go. Back to a nice shine.
I hope somebody comments on your Windex bottle. And I'm gonna fold it back into my sections. And even though it's still moist, and we have some water here. So I guess my philosophy is, if you have water, standing water, it's okay to do one of those. If it was dry like this, I would just spray my towel. So low. I'm always going to leave these bottom parts last.
Yeah.
And if I had another towel or multiple towels, they would be dedicated for that. So I don't want to cross-contaminate my towel and then wipe it up here, and we're still working on the tops. So mirror, you know, a couple of sprays, flip it, this little section there. Pretty much it. So now again, my towel's starting to get a little more damp than it was when I started. I'm gonna fold it. No pressure really, just kind of letting the towel do its work. A lot of that won't dry without having any streaks.
It looks beautiful again.
You can use this on glass. Just want to make sure you wipe it really well, because on glass it looks like it goes on good.
Yeah, because you can see the streaks a lot better
after
when you're looking through it.
So
yeah.
I think if you're going to use Bead Maker on your glass, 2 towel method.
Yeah.
So one like this, one dry one.
All right, so I asked Shawn to give us a little quick overview of the difference between wax and ceramic coating and why you should choose one over the other.
And my philosophy or theory about it is that if you have a new car, and most guys who install coatings will tell you that car that's 3 years old or newer, if that makes any sense, you would want to ceramic coat the vehicle. Cars that are older, it takes a lot of work in order to get them right to be coated. And some of the trade-offs for that is let's say you have a daily driver and you spent a lot of money and you wanted to get it coated. Then let's say somebody bumped you in the parking lot and now you have to have paint work done. So a couple of things need to happen. One, if you're using a brand that doesn't report to your Carfax or doesn't have any legitimacy, so I mean, you can buy ceramic coatings on eBay for like $3 or $4, but you're gonna have to buy those again and redo it again. So let's say you have paint work done. You gotta tell the body shop that your car has been ceramic coated so they know how to prep it right. Once that's done, you're gonna have a curing process of usually about 2 weeks to 30 days, and then you can reapply your coating. But if you're not the one that's doing it and you paid somebody to do it, then that's all added cost to you. Again, if you're not using a legitimate company. So I work with a company called System X that reports your Carfax, that's warranted, that's all that kind of stuff. So when you're shopping around, something to look for. Reason being, if a customer of mine had some paint work done, their insurance company or the person who hit them's insurance company would actually pay me to fix your car, so no added cost to you. So that's kind of the beauty of that. But if, let's say you had an older car and you did do all that stuff and you wanted to do wax, if you did get bumped and all that stuff happened, same scenario, it would be easy for me to either polish out what needed to be polished and fixed and then throw some wax on there and send you on your way. Or even for, you know, a DIYer, you could just, again, do the same thing. So there's some trade-offs. If you're a person that doesn't like to wash your car, doesn't like getting up every Sunday, buying all these, you know, equipment and products and things like that, then I think a ceramic is great. If you're, you know, if you really enjoy doing this side of things, washing your car and getting up every Sunday and buying all this stuff, then I think a wax is better because you're going to be able to stay on top of it a lot longer than the average person who doesn't like doing it. So whereas wax may not last as long as a coating, if you can stay on top of it like you would enjoying doing this, then I think that's where it becomes beneficial. But if you're, again, a person who doesn't like doing any of that and you don't care, you run your car through a car wash or, you know, touchless wash or however it works, then a coating is probably good for you. If you have a show car, I think waxes are better. So it's really just dependent on your lifestyle. If you're the kind of person, again, that likes doing all that stuff and likes tinkering in the garage, I think a wax is great. If you're the kind of person that, you know, I just wanted to stay clean as long as I can, I don't want to mess with it, coatings. They are getting better, so there are some coatings out there that are made for show cars, but I think it takes away from the, you know, the funness part of it, of getting out there and doing stuff to your car. With coating, you really just rinse it off and do that, and that's fine. But I think until coatings get better on the side of gloss level and things that, you know, make your car really deep and wet looking, wax is still going to be better than that. And it really takes a strong eye to see that kind of stuff. But as I've been doing it for so long, I can wax a car and coat a car, and it could be the same car, identical, and I would always go for the wax just because it looks nice. But, you know, we're in pollen season right now, and you let those two cars sit outside, that wax car is going to be yellow in 20 minutes, whereas a coated car, you could literally drive away and it just all falls off. So something to think about.
All right, so let's revisit this area over here, see if the Bead Maker ended up making a difference. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the longer it sits there, or the longer the Bead Maker has to like sit and cure, the better that becomes.
Hey, thanks again for watching. It turned out to be kind of a Bead Maker tutorial, but that's okay. It's a really simple process, and I'm really happy with how easy it is going to be to keep this thing clean now. Millie really hopes that you subscribe to the channel to keep an eye on her and give her a thumbs up.